Joined here in studio by security analyst Dr. Mustapha Ali. Dr. Ali, a pleasure to have you with us as always. Let's start with your immediate thoughts on what's transpired in Lamu. What do you make of this attack on a military base hosting American troops? Would it have required a high-level degree of planning and perhaps even access to credible intelligence?
Not really. First of all, it's a daring attack by Al-Shabaab to ostensibly to score some propaganda points so that it can use that for propaganda purposes in Somalia and around the world. Al-Shabaab has had in under 3 weeks high-level, significant attacks with significant toll on populations and now on a U.S. Kenya-run military camp. The place is, of course, they needed some intelligence to be able to know what they are going to attack, but more importantly is just to have the terrorists go in and then breach the security of the airstrip and then use those pictures for its propaganda purposes.
But you have described it, of course, as a daring attack. What does this tell us about Al-Shabaab's confidence at the moment? I mean, we've seen them go for Turkish targets recently and now an American military target. What is behind the confidence, would you say, of this group at the moment?
Yeah, this is what normally happens of terrorist groups. When they are on their back foot, as clearly Al-Shabaab has been in the last 3 years, they've been losing territory inside Somalia. They try to compensate that by having high-level attacks and attacking the Turkish military or civilian targets, and now the U.S. military target is one of those tactics that any terrorist organization would actually use or deploy in order to announce that it is still relevant in the context of Somalia and the region.
So why Lamu then? Just last week we saw a bus attack in that same region. Now this attack this morning. Is Lamu becoming a focal point for Al-Shabaab, and if so, why?
It always has, and the main reason is the proximity of Lamu to Somalia, to Ras Kamboni, to Boni Forest. Boni Forest is a place where many of these pansurgent groups have been living and have been organizing, planning, and attacking local villages in Lamu and now the U.S. assets in Manda.
So what is likely to happen next, Dr. Ali? What are the implications of this attack for both Kenya and Somalia?
I think Kenya should really increase its surveillance on this group and work very hard to try and flush out Al-Shabaab from Boni Forest in particular. In the region, the governments in the region, including Somalia, should work harder to make sure that Al-Shabaab is actually rooted. You can see that after the attack in Somalia, where it killed almost 90 civilians, you saw that the Somali government started accusing a foreign country of sponsoring Al-Shabaab, which is highly unlikely. That country would never sleep with a group like Al-Shabaab for any particular reason. And now you can see that countries, states are starting to accuse one another, and Al-Shabaab is happy about that. It is a strategy that Al-Shabaab is using, and the more they can pit countries together, the more they can cause countries to blame each other, then the happier Al-Shabaab is going to be, and the populations are going to ask, why are countries not working together to root out this terrorist organization?
So all that finger pointing just works in the favor of Al-Shabaab.
Absolutely, yes.
Dr. Mustapha Ali, thank you so much. That analysis there on that attack that has taken place here in Kenya.